Welcome everyone to the Side Drive Podcast, and welcome to another NASCAR Gander Outdoors Truck Series race review. This week, Greg Biffle is on the thumbnail. He won the race after getting one-off race by Kyle Busch himself, driving the 51 truck.
Yes, I believe he's actually come in and take over the ride for one race and try to get some feedback and try to help the team out, and he got the win.
So let's rewind the race all the way back to qualifying. Todd Gilliland would take the pole. I believe that's his first pole of the year, so maybe his second or third or something like that. But showing some great speed at Texas. Last year he was so close to getting that first win there, and unfortunately, I believe something with the fuel happened, and then he would lose the race to Justin Haley. So. Looking for some redemption here.
Possibly. Yes, the truck's been off for a couple of weeks, and we just can't. We're just excited to see them back racing and to put on a good show at Texas. And, they got the Indy cars here, so they can't put the PJ1 on, so, man, the track was really slick, and that caused a lot of problems, didn't it?
Yeah, and probably the most cautions we've seen in a little while. I mean, there's just wrecking back and forth. But before all the cautions would happen, Grant Enfinger would catch Todd Gilliland and he would pass him, and then would have a caution for the number 12 Gus Dean. He would spin out because of that. There is no traction compound out there and just not enough grip.
Yeah, once you got that groove, you get like a foot or so above that groove, and you just lose it.
You're going bye.
But Grant he was really showing some good strength there, and he just out in clean air, and Johnny Sauter's trying to catch him too.
So next restart would be Enfinger versus Gilliland, and then Johnny Sauter would catch Enfinger and pass him. Looked to be really strong out of Johnny Sauter.
Yeah, he's always good here at Texas anyway, and I think he's got like 4 or 5 wins here.
Yeah, I believe it's 5, but before Sauter could really take the lead, another caution happened. He would be right there, just couldn't necessarily get around him thanks to like the whole loop data and all that stuff.
Yep.
So number 45 of Kyle Benjamin would back the truck up into the wall.
Yeah, pretty much in his day, he just pretty much tore it all up.
And then Enfinger, like I said, he would get the lead. Then we'd have a caution for the number 9. Basically the same thing that's been happening all day long. You just get out of that groove, and
usually around turn 4.
It's either 1 and 2 or 3 or 4. There's no other corners. So.
Yeah, he's like ain't sure what's if they just get out of the groove right there. He's just back it to the fence.
And then some pit, some don't. Those that do pit would be Biffle, Gilliland, Friesen, and Moffitt. Then be Enfinger versus Chastain for the lead. And then we'd have a caution for the 44 of Angela Rutt.
She just lost it.
Yeah, I mean, there's no other way that we could really explain these wrecks, but they all happen just about the same way. It's either you're under someone and you just get loose and fly into the wall, or you're by yourself and you just miss the white line and you're into the wall.
I believe these trucks are on the edge anyway, and then once they get out of that groove, they're just gone.
So
it's really good to see Ross Chastain. He's just announced that he's going to run the full season in the trucks, going for a championship, and wish him good luck. And here he had a good run.
Yeah, showing some great speed. I think if he can keep that up, at least for the 1.5 miles, he may even get that win.
Mm-hmm.
And then there would be a red flag so they could finish out the stage. And then,
which I think is a good call.
Yeah.
Instead of just finishing under caution, let them race to the flag. I mean, I like that.
And then with that, we saw a great battle between Enfinger and Sauter. Sauter would take the lead and win stage 1, and we all thought this is Sauter's race to lose.
Yeah. And the big thing from I took from that was, like I said in the Fast Picks video, keep an eye on Jordan Anderson, because he finished 9th in that first stage, and he's really had a strong truck, got some stage points, and that's good for that team.
Enfinger would lead off pit road. And then it would be Todd Gilliland versus Jordan Anderson. So we got to see a pretty great battle between them two. Anderson looked to go for the lead, and we was so excited because we don't normally get to talk about Jordan Anderson on the podcast much, but
he had a strong truck. I mean, if I believe if Todd wouldn't have blocked him right there, he'd probably took the lead, and I just couldn't imagine everybody watching it just jump out of their seats because I was about on edge and I saw him going for the lead. I was like,
yeah,
come on, Jordan. So, yeah, it's funny.
And then not too long after that, caution for Johnny Sauter. He would have some heavy damage, all due to Austin Hill getting right under him. And once you get under these trucks, you're on edge. And then if you go over the edge just a little bit, you're going into the wall.
Yeah, pretty much at the pit cycle there, he got put in the back of the field, and sometimes you get back here and you just things like that happen.
And then it would be Todd Gilliland versus Ben Rhodes. Rhodes got around Anderson just before the caution happened. And they would have another caution for the 04 of Corey Roper. And then it would be Gilliland versus Rhodes again. And then it would be caution for Todd Gilliland. He would go around battling for the lead.
Yeah, I ain't sure. He got right there in the middle of the trucks there. I mean, I just, the whole thing tonight was just like, they just get loose, and he just went to the fence.
Then it'd be Rhodes versus Ankrum. And then Ankrum would send it into pit road, not hit anything. I don't know if that would be a speeding penalty or not. If you're,
I don't know. It's just it really messed everything up at the front of the field. I believe I should have thrown a caution at that point, but I know he's not on the racing surface. But still, it's that really messed everything up.
Yeah, it's like the leader has got like a 4-second lead because everybody had to check up for him. So then it would be all.
That was some good driving from Brett Moffitt, not to get into him.
Yeah, it's so close. That would hurt Moffitt. He would lose quite a few spots. Then it would be all Ben Rhodes. I believe it was Stuart Friesen going for the lead there.
Yeah.
Just couldn't quite get around Ben Rhodes. But unfortunately, during all that, Jordan Anderson would get loose, battling for some stage points, and he would spin it out. But no contact or anything. He would just go a lap down or 2 laps down.
That was a good save. I mean, really to not get in the fence like everybody else did and keep it out of the fence. Not hit anything and just spin around and continue. That's pretty awesome.
So start stage 3. After Ben Rhodes would win stage 2, it would be Creed versus Dipple. Dipple would take the lead. Creed would come right back, and they would be just having this awesome battle up until they would both almost spin, and then eventually Dipple would spin it around.
So I don't know who was leading the most tonight, the pace truck or the race trucks.
Yeah, that's why I tweeted, is the pace truck eligible for championship points? Because, I mean, he could have, as he participated in every race.
Yeah.
If he wins tonight, I mean, that's automatic in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, I believe up to this point, I mean, they didn't really get, 10, 11 laps in the longest run. That's unusual.
And then after that, it would be Ben Rhodes versus Greg Biffle. Ben Rhodes would have a problem. Just couldn't get out of 4th gear. Something would happen with that, and his day would be over. After that dominant run in stage 2, now he's out of contention. Something about leading here.
If you win stage points or win stage, something's going to happen.
Is this track haunted? I think so.
Yeah. But that was a good heads up by Ben Rhodes. He knew he had a problem. He jumped out to the right just so it wouldn't mess anybody else up, and I thought that was a good heads up move.
And Enfinger would lead until it would be a caution with Spencer Boyd, Decker, and Hutchins.
Yeah, I ain't sure what happened right there. If Natalie slowed up a little bit and then Spencer wouldn't really anticipate her slowing up that much and got into her. Just a racing deal. I mean, I hate it for both teams.
Yeah, Boyd would have been all right up until Hutchins came up, and I don't know if the spotter just didn't tell him. Which even if the spotter didn't, I mean, you could have see it right in front of your eyes that the truck's coming up. So I don't really know. That's a bad call by Hutchins in the 14 truck, but you got to get experience somehow.
Yeah.
And then it would be Infinger versus Biffle. Biffle would take the lead, and then Stort Friesen going for the lead. He would spin. It's just don't go for the lead here.
Yeah, I believe Friesen, he just kind of lost it going into the turn. He got real loose and really didn't want to take Biffle out and just spun around. I mean, they was driving hard, trying to get that $50,000. So.
Yeah, you can really tell they wasted about $50,000.
I think everybody's seeing dollar signs instead of getting a dollar sign. They're spending a lot of dollar signs because fixing all these trucks up.
Then it would be Ankrum versus Austin Hill. Austin Hill would get the lead, and then Brent Moffitt would go to pit road. He had some sort of damage. I don't know if he hit the wall or hit another truck, something like that. And then would have a caution for the 22 for being stopped on the track.
I ain't sure what. I mean, I believe he also ran out of gas, or if he just.
Yeah, I would guess he just ran out of gas, because if he would have spun out, that would have been a definite caution. No smoke or anything. He just lost power somehow.
Yeah, I believe it was electrical or something. I ain't sure. He just pretty much out on the track.
So it looked to be like it was going to be like a fuel strategy, see who can make it the rest of the way, because we didn't know if the ones who pitted on lap 109 could have made it the entire way.
Yeah.
But would have been close either way. But thanks to the caution, didn't have to worry about that. And Greg Biffle would stay out, and he would lead. Matt Crafton, I think, had the faster truck. It's just with the aerodynamics, there's just no way you can get around these people without spinning out.
I know you can race up to the bumper, but once you get to the bumper, you just lose the nose and just can't control the truck. I don't know if I just drive it hard and use a little chrome horn.
Lean on the guy a little bit, but
get a little aggressive. I don't know.
But yeah, it was cool to see Greg Biffle get the win. He'd basically just cruised the rest of the way. Would also have been cool to see Matt Crafton win, because we haven't seen him at victory lane in 2 years. So
yeah, I was really pulling for him. I seen his daughter. They showed his daughter after the race, and she was really mad because he didn't win.
Yeah. Yes. Hopefully Crafton will get that win pretty soon. Yeah. He's shown some great speed lately. I think that win could possibly happen at a place like Iowa next week.
It's possible. I mean, he runs good about every track. It just sometimes has little issues.
Yeah, it's something about the truck series. If you have a great truck, there's some sort of issues with the gears or the electrical. Something's bound to happen to you.
Yeah.
But it was a great race, even though it was a caution fest. It's like Wreck Fest, the video game or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a interesting race to say the least.
Yeah.
I don't think we necessarily had the best of racing, but we did have a bunch of cautions.
It's very entertaining. So
yeah.
I believe the biggest thing I take from the night is Jordan Anderson. I thought that was a pretty impressive run. He improves week to week. He even finished 15th lap down. So he's continue to grow that company, and I believe he's going to do very well. And you just keep an eye on him going through the year.
Yeah, all he's got to do is get that win, and he'll be in the playoffs as long as he stays above the top 20 in points, which there's only like 30-some trucks in the truck series, so that's not necessarily as difficult as the Cup Series.
Yeah, because his run right there at the KBM trucks, and just he's right there. He just has some good luck, and wish that team a lot of luck, and it's real impressive how he drove in Texas.
Yeah, when you think about it, Jordan Anderson does everything basically by himself.
Yeah.
He's a one-man team. Well, not necessarily, but there's still a few people on the team, but he mostly does everything by himself. So to see him going for a lead, that's almost like Alan Kowicki.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yes, he's got that similarity there. I mean, he works out of I think the knee shop. So, man, I wish him good luck. And it's good to see somebody just built from the ground up, and they work so hard, and he's getting ready to get his rewards now. So, it's real impressive.
Yeah. So, congratulations to Greg Biffle. It was pretty impressive to not race a truck since 2001 and to go into and just win the thing. So I was like 3, maybe 4 last time he won the truck. So
yeah.
So there's no way we could have done a race review back then.
That'd have been funny then.
Yeah. That was before we had this technology to do stuff like YouTube. So that's crazy to think about.
I wonder how different the trucks handle compared to 2001.
Yeah, not as aerodependent back then. So it was probably something they get used to.
It's funny. It's talking about like on TV. Greg Biffle kept asking all kinds of questions. It's like like a rookie.
Who is that?
Like a rookie or something. Can I do this? Can I do that?
Yeah. One thing I saw on Twitter, not sure, can't remember who exactly it was that tweeted it, but Greg Biffle was a teammate to Jeff Burton and Harrison Burton. So that's really interesting to get those type of facts. But yeah, it was a pretty interesting race, and looking forward to Iowa, which will be Side Draft's anniversary.
Okay.
1 year anniversary of doing these podcasts, so we might have to do something special.
I believe that Brett Moffitt was the...
Yeah, Brett Moffitt was the first ever thumbnail driver on the podcast, so I'll be rooting for him because I want to do a comparison between the thumbnails in the year.
That was back before we had video.
Yeah, that was back when you just saw the picture of the thumbnail and heard our voices. I don't know which is better. Maybe we've been downgrading, I don't know.
I don't know.
No one's ever told us if it was better that way or better this way. We just went with this way because we can get more creative with it. But anyways, before we go into all that...
Yeah, we appreciate everybody that's been watching.
Yes, it's been amazing 1 year. Can't wait to... I don't know if we're going to do like a video talking about it or if we're just going to talk about it in the race review, but...
Maybe.
It's been a cool year by far.
Yes.
But we'll get more into that in the next couple of videos. We'll see you for our Xfinity Series race review. Hopefully later today, if not Sunday morning.